Shanklin. Shanklin for the line. Kevin Morgan. Morgan to put the seal on the win. To put the cream on the Grand Slam cake.
Next on MLR Weekly, enigmatic Utah Warriors star Lance Williams, plus our new recurring segment, Rugby Mornings Coffee Break with John Fitzpatrick.
Rugby Wrap-Up brought to you in part by Sheehy Auto Stores. It's easy at Sheehy. The Pig and Whistle, the world's best rugby pub. And Lean and Limber, stretching your way to a healthier lifestyle. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's MLR Weekly as presented by Rugby Wrap-Up. Matt McCarthy in New York City, thank you for joining us. And we've got a great show. We've got Mr. Lance Williams, a literal and figurative warrior from the Utah Warriors. But first, we have our new recurring segment. It is Rugby Mornings MLR Cup of Coffee with John Fitzpatrick. John?
Latest MLR headlines. Breaking news here, the Utah Warriors traded former MVP Mikey Teo to the San Diego Legion for Jonah Dietenberger and salary cap room in 2023.
Wow, so Dietenberger sounds like a food choice.
Vegan. Pass. Lance Williams re-signed with the Utah Warriors, your upcoming guest. My question is, how come he's not in the Eagles camp?
Interview teaser. Next.
The Warriors also signed fly half Joel Hodgson. You may know him from the Premiership Rugby and also URC.
A lot of fly halves there. Maybe too many fly halves in the ointment. Next.
Let's go north. The Toronto Arrows have signed Australian battering ram Fabian Goodall. Let's go south a little bit. The New England Free Jacks have officially signed Canadian international hooker Andrew Quattrin. Quattrin, Matt.
Not Quattrell. Next.
Dallas, not the Cowboys. The Dallas Jackals have officially parted ways with the tallest winger in MLR, Sean Clark, former American Raptor guy, no longer there.
He's 6'9". Let's hope that he rebounds. Next.
The Old Glory DC, two re-signings. First, dynamic scrum half Danny Tusitala. He'll be coming back to Leesburg, Virginia. And also, Stan South just announced today that he has re-signed. That forward pack is going to be robust in 2023.
South going north, courtesy of SheehyAutoStores.com. Sheehy.com. Thank you, John, and thank you for this week's Rugby Mornings MLR Cup of Coffee. Thank you, John, and now we're going to take a quick break before we welcome in Mr. Lance Williams after this.
Selling or trading in your vehicle? Sheehy makes it easy. With Easy Trade, start online or visit us in store. We want your vehicle, and we'll give you up to 125% of KBB value.
It's easy at Sheehy. Sheehy.com.
If you're in New York City and want to watch some great rugby, have some great food, and some great times, go to the world's best rugby pub, the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street.
And we are back, and we're back with Mr. Lance Williams, he of the Utah Warriors. Lance, welcome to MLR Weekly.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Matty. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so Lance, for people that don't know you, you're simply one of the best players in the MLR. I mean, you're all team 2 years in a row. Is that what's going on? What are the accolades, the latest accolades for you?
Not 2 years in a row, but I did make MLR first team two years. First year was 2019, and this past year in 2022. So I was.
So what happened in the other years, Lance? What happened?
Some good news. Well, this like I said, this MLR organization, this program is growing. So there's some really good athletes coming through to the MLR, and some really good teams. And so, but it's growing. This, like I said, this MLR game, this MLR league is growing. So it's some really good competition around. So, but just 2 years.
You're playing the diplomat right now. Come on.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Okay, let's get the tough stuff out of the way right now. You are one of the better back row players in the league. Let's just leave it at that. You don't have to say that. I'll say it for you.
Yes, sir.
But you're not in Eagles camp.
No. Nah, as of right now, no. I've been to the Eagles training camp this past summer in June and July. Got some reps with the Falcons and also reps with the USA guys too as well. But I was just doing camp there. I think they were preparing for the Barbarians at that time in Houston. But as of right now, I ain't got no information yet from those guys in camp right now in Denver. But like I said, man, we're just gonna keep our head down. We'll keep grinding. Hopefully, we'll get a call up. But as of right now, I'm not participating in the USA camp as of right now.
So no communication as per. It's kind of like being an actor. You go on an audition and you never hear anything else again. That means you didn't get the gig. If your phone rings and you got the gig.
Yes, sir. That's what it is, Matty. That's the way life rolls. But like I said, I know there's a lot of people like me, like they don't get the gig, but they just keep working hard. I'm one of those guys that will keep working hard for what we deserve and what we know that we show on paper and stuff like that. But we'll just keep our head down. We just keep working.
You got to run for office.
Yes,
you are very diplomatic. You are very. We were, however, able to get in contact with head coach Gary Gold, and he said Lance is an outstanding prospect, big, strong ball carrier, huge potential. He is on the cusp of selection and is definitely on the depth chart. So just got to keep plugging away. So Lance, let's talk about your career and your path to where we are right now. You're with the Warriors from day one. You just signed an extension, right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Matty.
You can exhale maybe a little bit. I know you're not driving a Lamborghini on your salary, but at least it's salary to play rugby in the United States.
Yes, sir. Just a quick story of mine. I've been with these guys for 5 years. I'm going on to my 6th in 2023. It's been a grind, bro. It's been a grind, Matty. The first 2, maybe 3 years, I've been working as a preschool teacher, as you guys all know. I had a day job, and we would practice with the Utah Warriors. Our schedule would be from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. That was the first maybe 3 years that I was here, and my first 2 income salaries. My first 2 years with the Warriors the first one was actually hourly. I was getting paid hourly my first year. Just keep grinding, putting a head down, ball out. 2019 came around, finally got a salary. Wasn't that much. Made the MLR first team at that year. Finally got it was just slowly working, chopping, just keep chopping the wood off the tree. And it was just a grind throughout the first 3 years. So, and then now, as we come into my 5th year, going on to my 6th year, it's, they finally realized, we're gonna pay the guy. We're gonna pay this guy. It's been what? Blood, sweat, and tears. The blood, sweat, and tears here with the Utah Warriors. It's just been, it's been great. This organization has been great to me. The amount of time I put in this program, it's been great. So it's all it takes. It's hard work.
Lance, basically you were a free agent this year, but you decided to re-up with the Warriors, despite the fact that you had offers from other clubs.
Yeah. I had offers from other clubs. There's a lot of offers from different clubs in the MLR, but like we talked about it. Like, man, I've been with these guys for 5 years now, and the blood, sweat, and tears, the amount of work that I put on around the community of Utah and stuff like that. But it took a long process, took a long thinking, and calls with my family back home. But I wanna win one for Utah. I honestly do want to win one for Utah and say thank you to Utah. So every year, like I said, we'll work hard for it. We'll work towards that goal, and hopefully we lift the shield in Utah. But that my heart stays in Utah for the next maybe 4 years now. So
sounds like the answer from the 2022 man of the community, as per the Warriors fans. They're a lucky fan base.
Thank you. Grinding and hard work. So
and it also takes some pretty good skill and some God-given gifts that some of us like me don't have.
Yeah.
But let's go back.
So born and raised in Hawaii so I was raised in Hawaii for about maybe 4 years, and then I moved to Samoa, Western Samoa in Upolu for me and my brother. We moved with our grandparents there, stayed there for about 6 years, and then moved back to Hawaii, and then went to high school in Hawaii and stuff like that. So it's been a both raised Western and
That's
in
pretty
Hawaii.
cool, having those two different cultures. So
yes, sir.
speaking of those cultures and clarifying those cultures for the hookers and the props out there that are scratching their heads, explain the difference between American Samoa, and Western Samoa.
Yeah, American Samoa is maybe it's a little bit more civilized. There's more.
What do you mean? What do you mean civilized? Like sipping tea or?
Well,
more people.
There's more city, more city around, like
more urban.
City, more urban, yeah. That's what I said.
You gotta be careful. You gotta watch what you say around here.
Yeah, I know. More McDonald's over there now. But I'm just saying, it's Western Samoa is more country. There's a lot of old school styles in Western Samoa. American Samoa is, they're old school. American Samoa is old school. Don't get me wrong, they're old school. They do a lot of old school stuff, but there's more city-wise around, like hotels and stuff like that, more around in American Samoa. So, but the difference is there's no differences in between those two. It's just they're both similar cultures. Speak the same language, act the same culture, and go to the same. Praise the same religion, so it's similar, but it's just more urban around American Samoa.
All right, we'll take a commercial break and come back while we regroup right after this.
Been blind since I was 4, and I've never seen a beer commercial or a beer label. None of that stuff influences me. I drink beer because of the taste, and my beer's Pabst Blue Ribbon. It has the taste and the flavor.
What do you think's on the label?
I think there's a naked woman riding on a unicorn, jumping over fire. Oh, that's good beer.
Rugby Now, delivering premier brands to players and coaches. Our quality and heritage make for a winning presentation. Your orders are guaranteed same-day shipping. Drop by our online store and follow us for exclusive content. RugbyNow.com.
And we are back with Utah Warriors star Lance Williams. Lance,
Hey,
you got any extra special incentive against the Seawolves because you had a run with the Seattle Seahawks?
Well, I made the practice. I've been invited to some of their training camps and practice squad, but other than that, and then I got released from there, and then pursued my career in the CFL, so in the Canadian Football League with the BC Lions and stuff like that. But I don't
like the snow.
The snow.
It's a little different than the snow in Utah.
Yeah, it was a little bit different, but I want to say Canada is very beautiful. I've been there twice already. I think we went there 2019 too as well. We played against Toronto. It was on a rainy day in the MLR, but I've been there twice. Canada is a beautiful place. But yeah, I ain't got no runs on the Seawolves, but they that's well, every time we play them, every year, every week, we prepare very well for the Seawolves, man. It's kind of like our rivals. I want to say rivals, but yes, we do have rivals against the Seawolves. So
little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So if you weren't playing rugby right now,
yes, sir,
what would you be doing?
Probably will still pursue my career in the NFL. But that took a lot of money, a lot of stress with my family. So as of now, if it wasn't for rugby, I probably would have been in the military, bro, just to do something with my life. Back home in Hawaii, there's only certain things you can do back home in Hawaii. Maybe work, just work, enjoy time with friends that didn't make to pursue their dreams as well. And just live with family, because we can all be honest, Hawaii is very expensive. I probably would have been living with my family too as well, just making some, raise some money, support with the house that we all live in, just one house that we live in. But other than that, I just didn't. That wasn't me. I couldn't see the fire in me was still,
Still burning.
Still burning, still be competitive. I wanted to compete. I wanted to do something, with my life. And there's a lot of opportunities here in the States here. So if it wasn't for rugby, I probably would have done the military way. But I'm glad rugby was around in the MLR. So I probably would play some sevens or something, get fit. But
now wait a minute. We talked about you teaching and the preschool kids, right? What about that? Because and all I think about is like, I don't know if you've ever seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop, but I'm just envisioning or imagining you standing in front of a class of preschool kids with like a black eye and some rake marks on your face, but maybe with a shirt and tie on and talking to the kids. What an image that is.
Right, that would have been beautiful. I probably would have shot with that too, but at the same time, I probably would have. Because I got my degree, I got a degree in special education at the University of Hawaii, and a minor in sociology. I probably would have pursued that career in teaching, but at the same time, I just had that fire in me. So I wanted to do something physical, put hands on, just to get active. So I probably would have done military stuff, but at the same time, I probably would have pushed with the preschool route. But there's just too much fire in me, and it was just the life of an athlete is always want to do something. There's always your mind is running, your hands is running, your legs is running, your lungs is running. Everything's running. But that preschool job that I had in Utah really helped me with my mental wellness. So it was really good. It was really good for me.
You get a perspective, right? When the kids are just an open page, they're open book, they're just honest. They ask you any question, right?
No filter at all. Yeah.
And piggybacking that, I've gotten some notes from your PR department and your teammates, and it all says that you're the first one to volunteer for charity events with kids.
Yes, sir.
With kids. Is that part of your upbringing, or where did this come from?
My grandfather was a great human being. I love that guy to death. I still do. He passed away 2019. My senior year in college. But that guy was always family first. He always put family first, others before himself, and he was just a community guy. He always loved taking care of his family and other even people like family, friends, and stuff like that, the community. So that kind of, when he raised me in Western Samoa and in Hawaii, it showed me the real definition of hard work and dedication, and also being humble as he was, and myself, to always take care. This we live in an interesting world, man, as of today. So it's just like nothing but positive and love around this world that I truly believe in, and stuff like that. So, but my grandfather is a big role model in my life. That the reason why I do the things that I do, and why I go out into the community and volunteer so much in the community with kids, and especially kids in our young generation too as well. And to grow the sport of rugby, I would love to do that.
Well, he's smiling down someplace because the Warriors fans voted you Community Man of the Year in 2022.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So 2 years in a row. I'm really blessed in that category. But like I said, the community around Utah it's been great. It's been great. It's kind of like feel like my second home, like back in Hawaii, but it's been great, bro. So the community there it's been unbelievable. Even the crowd there, man, win or lose, bro, they come out, bro.
Very good crowd. Just on your background, you went to the University of Hawaii and you were a linebacker. You became captain, and I think you're still the all-time leading tackler, right? Is that correct?
I believe Jelani is right now. Jelani
all right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to hire and fire an intern for giving me the wrong info. That's all right, but you're still right up there. Where did you find time for rugby?
Rugby in Hawaii isn't the best. It's not the I want to say, what is it?
It's in a developmental stage.
The level, yeah, it's a developmental stage. Yeah. So the intent, not the intent, but like the professional wise wasn't there. But I used rugby in Hawaii as a stay out of trouble kind of thing. Stay out of trouble, stay in shape, and just to keep me busy. And the the thing that really got me into rugby was when my friend asked me to come play PR7. I mean, not PR7, sorry, the Pioneer Sevens in Utah. So we played and the Nationals. So a friend invited me. Long story short, a friend invited me to go play Pioneer Sevens. Balled out. Went to join the Utah Selects. 7 teams there. That's why I met Josh, Jared Whippy, Ben Nichols, all those guys, Don Potty. They taught me how to, honestly, they the one that taught me how to pass left hand. So I didn't know how to pass left hand, but those guys showed me, man, they was really good guys. So long story short, I played with those guys, the Utah Selects guys, won national, Sevens nationals 2 years in a row. And then I decided to stay there, and Kimball reached out to me. He's like, hey, you want to play professional rugby 15s? Like, oh yeah, for sure, let's go. I said, okay, I'll go home. Came back, and now I'm here with Utah for the next 6 years. So
that's awesome.
It's awesome, bro. So
all right, so you're as much of an authority to answer this question as anybody. And I don't know that it's an answerable question, but
yeah,
what's tougher, American football or rugby?
Ooh, strategy wise, like game strategy,
physically,
physically. Rugby, you gotta say it, man.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So it's you got the safeties and the corners. They don't really do that much because they're mostly speed, And you got the defensive linemen. They're mostly in the trenches. So they're mostly in the trenches, and the linebackers is mostly you got to be both. But running the ball, tackling, getting up, poaching, throwing guys in the air. My size and like Saya Huila size, like those big guys. Yeah, you gotta. Just take a little bit more. Like no timeouts. That's crazy. So I love it. I love it though.
You don't realize how big you guys are until you're down on the pitch with you. And I get down there and I'm like, okay, all right. This is every play. And this is guys running 80 minutes or close to 80 minutes in games plus training. So it's like they're not carrying all this extra weight, but they're still big guys.
Yes, sir. You already know, Matty. Yeah, there's some big fools, man. There's some big guys up in the MLR right now. So,
all right. And final question for you: would you rather represent the USA or Samoa on the international level?
That's a big question. As of now, man,
you weasel your way out of this one.
Yeah, I love my country. I love my country so much. I was born here. That's the reason why I want to bleed the red, white, and blue. But as of
blue
now,
and white wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, blue and white wouldn't be bad. But like I was born here. I want to bleed the red, white, and blue. But right now, as of right now, the opportunity is not there. I don't know why, but as of now, I can push for both countries. If I could, I would bleed the red, white, and blue. But I'll go with the blue and white in the situation I'm in now. But it is what it is. So, but I don't know. I really
thought you were going to get off easy, didn't you? You thought
I really thought I was going to get off. But
I started off with the tough one, and I ended with the tough one.
But the only reason why I say the USA, the red, white, and blue, is because I've been around those boys too as well. Similar people in the MLR, like people like Paul Mullen, Paula CK, Michael Baska. I've been around those guys. We've been through the trenches. We've been through the guys that that have been working hard in the MLR and pursuing those dreams with the red, white, and blue. So at that point, I would want to say Manu Samoa, but I don't really know those guys as much. I haven't been the communications very well with the Manu Samoa, but hopefully they've been watching the MLR games to see the talent there of what we could provide for those guys, those international level. But if I want to say, I would rather bleed the red, white, and blue. So hopefully we'll get a call up soon, Matty.
On that note, we are out of time. I want to thank Mr. Lance Williams of the Utah Warriors. He is a Warrior. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Matty. Yes, sir.
And thank you, John Fitzpatrick of Rugby Morning. Thank you to the Tri-State Vikings for this T-shirt. And thank you for tuning in. Please check out our other shows, including the Rugby Odds, the College Rugby Wrap-Up. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. Tell your friends about us. And please join our American Red Cross Blood Donor Team.